The idea of posing props might sound a little crazy, but if you think about your real life and you think about your home or your office, you've actually posed real life props right around you. For example, in front of me is my monitor, and to the left of my monitor is about a 3-foot tall Batman holding his cape, and right behind him is a warrior action figure on top of my printer, all arranged in a way that makes me happy. On the other side of my desk is a plant. Of course, it's fake because I'm the king of killing plants by mistake. And next to that is a Godzilla who has his tail wrapped around the pot for the plant. So I've taken my time to pose these guys and stuff in my office so that it makes me happy. So you have to do the same thing in Poser. One rule that I want to make you aware of when you're doing something like this is you also want to keep things asymmetrical if possible. What that means simply is it shouldn't be balanced. So if you have a chair here, you don't want to have a chair here. You might want to bring that other chair slightly over so that we have a little bit of a more pleasing composition. I'm going to click on the figure here. I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard. Goodbye, Andy. Nice knowing you. I'm going to go to my props category in my library. And I'm going to choose, let's see here, miscellaneous props. And there is a chair towards the bottom here. There we go, a wooden chair. I'll double click on this chair, and with the chair selected, I'm going to just move it over a little bit just to show you what I'm talking about. Move it over, and I'm also going to rotate it just a little bit. Wrong axis, of course. There we go. Rotate like this. I'll bring another chair in, and I'm going to move that one over. And as you can see, just by doing that, just adding, if it looked like this, by the way, boring. See how boring that is? But if you just do something like this, and you move it over just a little bit more, it's a little bit more pleasing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one more chair, just to show you what I'm talking about. First of all, I'll zoom out a little bit and move this over. Bring in one more chair, and move him over like so. Now, as you can see, by doing 3 in a row like this, it's pretty boring. The space in between is too similar. So I'll move the chair over even further, and I'll rotate this one more. Now we have a more pleasing posing of these props. So when you're doing your scenes, try to think that way. The eye needs visual interest. And if things are boring, that means your scene is boring, which means your artwork is boring, which means nobody wants to see any more of your artwork. So really construct your scenes very carefully. Experiment in your house. Just grab a couple of items and rearrange them and shuffle them around until something just strikes you as that just looks just right. So that is how you can pose props to make your scenes far more interesting when you're making scenes in Poser.